7-year-old Wen is vacationing with her parents, Eric and Andrew, at their remote cabin in rural Pennsylvania. While catching grasshoppers, Wen is approached by a stranger named Leonard. Initially charming, he explains that he needs Wen and her parents' help to save the world. However, while Wen and Leonard spend time together catching grasshoppers, she becomes suspicious when 3 other people appear with makeshift weapons. Wen flees to warn Eric and Andrew, but the visitors break into the cabin and tie them up, with Eric sustaining a concussion. Leonard and his companions Sabrina, Adrienne, and Redmond claim that they have never met before this day and have no intention of harming the family. However, in the past week, they have been driven by visions and an unknown force to find the family. The group foresees an impending apocalypse in which Leonard claims oceans will rise, a pandemic will spread, the sky will fall, and darkness will envelop the earth. The only way to prevent this is for the family to sacrifice one of their own. They are warned that, although they will survive the apocalypse, if they do not make a choice, they will be the last people alive. Eric and Andrew suspect that the group is lying, and that the attack is motivated by hatred and delusion. When the family refuses to make a choice, the visitors sacrifice Redmond by covering his head with a cloth and beating him to death with their weapons. A concussed Eric sees a figure of light as Redmond dies. On television, media reports show devastating mega tsunamis, which Leonard declares is the beginning of the apocalypse. Andrew recognizes Redmond, whom he believes to be Rory O'Bannon, a homophobic man who had assaulted him in a bar years prior, leading to Rory's imprisonment. Andrew thinks that Rory tracked him down for revenge. Leonard, Sabrina, and Adrienne question Andrew's assumption and grapple with their guilt, but still hold on to their visions. They reveal that Redmond's death has unleashed the first disaster. The next day, the intruders sacrifice Adrienne as the family remains indecisive. The disasters continue as a deadly flu virus, to which children are particularly vulnerable, spreads across the world. Andrew insists that the disasters are coincidental and that the visitors were anticipating a pre-scheduled news broadcast. Sabrina describes how she and the other visitors were led to find each other online by their visions. Andrew escapes, retrieves his gun from his car, and shoots at Sabrina until she flees. He finds Redmond's wallet and proves to Leonard that he was Rory. Injured from his attack and with their tires slashed, Andrew believes the four came in a truck nearby and suggests that they use it to escape. As Leonard is being held at gunpoint, Sabrina breaks into the house and is fatally shot by Andrew. Eric and Andrew then lock Leonard in the bathroom. Leonard tricks Andrew into coming into the bathroom by making him think he escaped through the window, and then overpowers him, stealing the gun. Leonard's sacrifice is Sabrina, and the broadcast shows spontaneous plane crashes occurring around the world. Realizing their time is nearly over, Leonard leads the three to the back deck as the sky darkens. Leonard informs them that after his death, they will only have a few minutes to make a decision before slashing his own throat. Upon his death, lightning causes fires and more planes to crash. Eric now believes that the events are real, and that the intruders represent the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Not wanting Wen to grow up in a destroyed world, Eric offers himself as the sacrifice. He reveals that during Redmond's sacrifice he saw a vision of Andrew and an adult Wen. Eric feels that their family was chosen to make the sacrifice because their love was pure. Reluctantly, Andrew shoots and kills Eric before lightning strikes, setting the cabin on fire. Andrew and Wen find the visitor's truck with belongings that corroborated their stories. They drive to a crowded diner nearby, where they watch news reports confirming that the disasters have subsided. Returning to the truck, the radio turns on and plays Boogie Shoes by Casey and the Sunshine Band, the song Eric had played for them on their drive to the cabin. But that sounds like a really intriguing plot for a movie. The audience is quickly prompted to consider what choices and inquiries they would make in that circumstance. The art of the reveal is something that the movie excels at, and that Shyamalan thoroughly comprehends, especially given that he's known for his wild twists. The big twist in this movie is whether or not the apocalypse is indeed happening and the family must sacrifice one of their own, or whether everything is a fake and might be a hate crime. The movie does an excellent job of straddling that line because both have their merits. Until the surprise really occurs, you can think either one is true, which is how it should be. Even though you know the twists are coming, the plot will grab hold of you and leave you feeling completely unprepared for them. Recently, Dave Bautista has frequently expressed his desire to avoid making large, pointless popcorn movies like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His goal is to become a serious actor. I would have never believed you if you had told me that Bautista from WWE wants to be regarded seriously as an actor. But Dave Bautista has recently shown us and even demonstrated that he is by far the best wrestler turned actor. He perhaps offers his best performance of his career in just this one movie. A special mention should also go to Rupert Grint, who I think has done very well in these suspenseful, moving performances in recent years. I've been having a great time seeing him develop as an actor. Grint truly shines, but he probably won't receive the same kind of praise that Bautista will undoubtedly receive. Overall, I believe this movie will be regarded as one of Shyamalan's better efforts, and is so thought-provoking that you'll need to watch it again. It rekindles the wonder and intrigue that have made M. Night Shyamalan one of the most captivating filmmakers of our time. I have to admit that Knock at the Cabin is perhaps one of the best horror thriller movies ever made. This is M. Night Shyamalan, an Indian-American director best known for directing other classic thrillers including The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Lady in the Water, The Village, and many others for the list to continue. Second horror thriller that I've seen after Signs, which came out 21 years ago. But this time, Knock at the Cabin adopts a fresh tack and forgoes a plot twist that practically any other horror film could have. Along with the actors and the outstanding photography, this movie features Dave Bautista, who is likely giving one of his best performances to date after appearing in both Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 1 and Vol. 2. I'll go ahead and describe the plot to you if you're interested, but be aware that if you watch the movie on your own and try to figure out what's happening, it can leave you wondering what actually happened. In any case, let's start by outlining the story. The plot revolves around a family of 3 who are vacationing by staying in a rural cabin. However, while they're there, they are taken hostage by 4 strangers who persuade them to sacrifice one of their own in order to save a worldwide calamity. Now that I've finished detailing the entire narrative, I must admit that this movie was excellent in its own right. However, what really sets it apart from other horror movies currently in cinemas is that this one doesn't have the cliché twist ending that most horror movies have. I would definitely recommend viewing Knock at the Cabin and giving it your own taste and perspective if you are absolutely looking forward to witnessing another excellent movie by Mr. Shyamalan. We'll award this 5 stars.